Welcome back to Taival Outdoors. Today we are taking a look at my Get Home bag. This backpack is 511 Tactical All Hazards Nitro backpack, and it's the smaller one of the All Hazards lineup, offering a total capacity of 21 liters. This backpack, as well as this one side pouch and radio pouch, were provided to me by 511 Finland, but everything else you see here, including the contents, are all my own personal gear, so what I purchased with my own money, and also something that I've been already using for quite some time. So this is not a setup that I would have just put together for this specific video, but instead all of the gear is something that I'm already familiar with. I've just now put it in this new backpack, and I feel like this offers the perfect way of organizing my gear. This is the logo for Voluntary Rescue Service of Finland, and in fact this is also my go bag for those certain rescue missions. And as you can probably tell by these red pull tabs, it has also quite extensive medical section in it. And as you can see, the bag is divided in 3 different sections, and that's also how I've organized this backpack. So the first section against my back is all the Get Home specific gear. In the middle section I have only gear that I need during those certain rescue operations, and then in this front section I have pretty extensive first aid setup with me at all times. So 3 different purposes for one backpack, and I feel like all of the components inside of these sections do support each other. So it's not just for one specific mission, for example getting home if my car gets stuck or it breaks down or whatever, but also I will need all of these for, let's say, search and rescue work and any other type of incident that I happen to come across when driving. And if I see someone by the road or come upon an accident site or whatever, I have good first aid possibilities here as well, and some other gear that might help. But before jumping into the contents, just a few quick words about the outside of the pack. I have here a big Finnish flag, but it's not just for the cool looks. This black area here actually reflects both visible light as well as infrared light. So it is very kind of a low-key flag, but it offers huge benefits during the night. And it's very relevant for when walking home during the night, but also most of the search and rescue operations, at least in Finland, always happen during night time when it's dark. So it's good to have those for added visibility. Bright red pull tabs for the medical section should be pretty universal for wherever I use this backpack. On this side I have a bright orange cat tourniquet. You can never have too many of those, and I finally carry one in my car kit now as well. On these really nice padded shoulder straps I have a radio pouch, again for search and rescue work. We have our team radios, which I don't have for myself, but our team lead always has those and then distributes them when the operation starts. Again, bright orange, super loud whistle, useful in all of these scenarios, definitely. And then on this side I have 511 H2O carrier for water bottle, and inside it I have 1 liter of bottled water. And why bottled water? Well, I want to have water always with me in the vehicle, but that's not possible in Finland throughout the year. So during winter, when I swap some other winter gear inside of it, I also swap this for empty thermos bottle. But during summertime, absolutely crucial to have a water source with you wherever you go. And then on the bottom I have just again bright orange rain cover for this backpack. But now let's jump into the contents. Alright, so let's start with the so-called Get Home section. And this backpack actually opens up all the way, so it has full clamshell opening. Over here I have rain poncho. You never know when you're gonna need one. A lot of this gear is also useful if I just have to, let's say, change a tire or do whatever by the side of the road. So rain poncho, To Go Systems Trifecta can be used as a lightweight sleeping bag or a glorified space blanket or then even a shelter if needed. But bear in mind, this is not a bug out bag or a survival bag or anything like that. So the first section, although I call it get home bag, when it's going to be needed, if the car breaks down, if I have to go and get some gas or whatever, go to the nearest gas station or walk home or walk wherever, I want the whole loadout to be very lightweight so I can carry this backpack for longer distances. And also, I don't plan on camping with this setup. This is not for anything like that. So keeping it simple. But it never hurts to have a big good cover like this, as well as some reflective paracord and a couple of bungee straps to go with this. Also here I have tactical food bag cup, foldable cup. Easy place to have it stored on top of this to-go systems trifecta. In here, this is just a dry bag full of warm clothes, warm socks and working gloves. So pretty basic stuff, and also like beanie and things like that. This gets beefed up a bit during the winter season, but generally speaking, I keep warm clothes here, change of clothes throughout the year. Here in the sleeve pocket, I have tactical food bag heating bag. So if I just add water, I can heat food inside of this, but it also works as nice organizer bag for this stuff. So over here, I have spoon, again, tactical food bag. Actually, I won this specific heating bag from a raffle that included this cup and this spork as well, so didn't buy those. Couple of energy powders, protein powders, meal replacements, whatever you want to call these, 500 calories each. This is the heater element. There's some water purification tablets, 4 of them, so 4 liters of water can be purified, and then 1 meal. So everything organized inside of this bag that, as I said, can also be used with this heater element to heat up the meal or whatever else I want to heat up with this. And in fact, I believe this bag can be reused for a few times. So there's that. Oh yes, it says it there. Can be used for 10 times. So very, very handy addition. Doesn't weigh anything at all. And that's all of the gear in this get home section, so to speak. And as you can see, there's this bright orange color here on the inside, and I have a bit of an orange theme going on the outside of the pack as well, but on the inside is especially helpful because during those dark evenings and nights, it's a lot easier to find your gear from within the bag when there's like high visibility color in here. But more on that on the second section. Let me just close this one up. All right, then the middle section. So this is more specific for those search and rescue operations. This is just a bright orange armband, cheap but indestructible surplus that I got for maybe it cost like €1 or something. Here's my official reflective vest, Lumonite Air 2 headlamp, super bright, very useful during those nighttime operations. And then just some mandatory documentation. On this side, this mesh pouch is actually Velcro backed and does come with the backpack. Lighter, matches, some tissues, all in waterproof bag. Couple of Clif bars for quick snacks. Also, these are glucose tablets, very helpful, not just for me, but in case I come upon a person who needs to have their blood sugar up and so forth. So easy energy, quick tablets. And also headphones could be used then in conjunction with the radio phone. But again, super simple stuff. I don't want to have anything heavy here to weigh me down. And in Finland, we don't, generally speaking, wear helmets during search and rescue missions, but we do more often these days wear safety goggles, and those are then with me. And also one thing to notice here, I don't have any GPS or compass or maps or things like that, because when I get the message, text message, and we are alerted for a search and rescue mission, I also grabbed my Hill People Gear kit bag that has all of those sort of essentials in it already. So this is just to extend my capabilities and have some specific gear for that use in it as well. And again, bright orange interior really works well in this regard. And before jumping to the first aid section, there is actually a smaller pocket up here. And here I already have the battery for the headlamp. So this is a heavy, big external battery, but with it I can use, you know, super bright headlamp all throughout the night, no problem. Then finally, the first aid section, or the medical section, I would say. My first aid kit, let's look at that in a second. This is pretty heavy, kind of a luxury item, but I still consider this to be very useful during road trips, but in any other event as well. So this is for rinsing eyes. Big bottle, but does work wonders when needed. Down here, a couple of Israeli bandages, very useful, or what's the official word? Trauma wound dressings. You know what these are. I use these because that's the one that I have the most practice. They are very good, proven to be very effective, so why not? Down here, a couple of burn pads. Again, for a bit bigger burns. These are 10 by 10 centimeters. A bit better in case it's not possible to put the burn area in snow or have constant cold water to provide that first aid to big burns. So a couple of these dressings. And down here actually I happened to have one leftover chest seal, so I just threw this inside here as well. Probably never going to need it, but because I had it, why not put it there just in case. And quickly about the first aid, I don't think there's anything super fancy. A couple of gloves, of course, one triangular bandage, painkillers and other medicine, then compressed gauze for wound packing. This is actually like a plastic protector when you're giving CPR, mouth to mouth. Some band-aids and alcohol wipes and whatnot. Glucotape, very useful, always good to have. Although I had the To-Go Systems trifecta that can be used as a space blanket, I have two actual space blankets. Cleaning gel or alcohol gel. SAM splint, a small one, but better than nothing. And then, very useful in Finland all through the year, hand warmers. 2 pairs of these. So all in all, I don't consider this to be anything super special, but I feel like many people, when putting together a first aid kit, all they have is alcohol wipes and band-aid, and at least my kit goes a bit beyond just those basics. Few final words about this backpack. So this is the 511 Tactical All Hazards Nitro, 21 liters of capacity. It's in double tap color, so as you can see, a bit darker than the standard, what is called maybe wolf gray. This is from Patch Panel, so their standard gray is a bit lighter than this, but compared to full black or the sandstone color, I feel like in some weird way this is the least tactical looking of these. And then of course, adding these orange features all around, I feel like this goes very well for that purpose without being too militarish, in my opinion. And in case I didn't mention, this front panel can be extended outwards from the main backpack with these straps and acts what I would call as a beaver tail. So handy place to stuff in, let's say, additional jacket or something. For example, if we would start a search and rescue mission during summer evening, it's relatively warm still, so I might stuff a jacket in here and then throughout the night. If the operation extends and continues throughout the night, temperatures always drop down even during the summer, so I would have then the jacket here easily accessible. But as a final note, because this is my vehicle kit bag, it doesn't have any tools like that, because I have them inside of the vehicle separately, because I'm not going to walk home from somewhere carrying all the car maintenance tools and stuff. That doesn't make any sense. But anyway, it is a vehicle kit, so it stays with the vehicle. However, I don't want this to be rolling around the trunk of the vehicle, especially if the dog is here as well. So I have just a small plastic hook back here that keeps everything upright. So there you have it. That's my combined get home bag, search and rescue bag, and extended first aid / trauma bag as well. Let me know down in the comments if you have any further questions or opinions about this specific setup, and if there's something I should maybe add to it. Hopefully not too much, because I want to keep this still relatively lightweight, because I am going to have this on my back for extended periods of time during those operations, or in the case I need to walk home, let's say 10-20 kilometers. So it's always nice to have a lighter bag in those scenarios. But that's it. My name is Joel. You've been watching Taival Outdoors. I will see you all in the next one.